When we talk about legal identity, often we also talk about digital identity, right? And there are a lot of actors operating in this space. There are a lot of private entities and other entities who are supporting and enabling the creation of identification systems, so to say, that may be used by some governments to issue credentials, identity documents, or to identify individuals. Now, this may be helpful for governments, it may be important, but having an identity in a digital space does not necessarily mean that you have a legal identity. So a legal identity should be provided through an authorized body that is recognized by the government and who has the legitimacy to issue legal identity documents. And in most countries, it should be, and we recommend it should be, the civil registrar, which is authorized by the government to issue legal identity documents. So when private entities issue identity documents, that does not mean that they are issuing legal identity documents. There is an important difference. Otherwise, anybody could issue a legal identity document, right? And that, of course, poses certain risks for children and people. There are risks if people are identified in the digital space. As we know, data needs to be protected, so data could be misused. There needs to be safeguards in place. What is the purpose of collecting specific information about individuals, their name, their nationality, their age, their place of residence? All this information, as we know, needs to be, states have to put in place regulations to ensure that individuals are protected, that their data, we know that many governments have data protection laws in place, right? To ensure that that data is used only for the intended purpose for which it was collected. When it comes to legal identity and especially achieving universal birth registration, we see digitalization essentially as an enabler, as a tool for example, having a greater reaching more populations, and for registering more children more rapidly, and for really reaching universal birth registration. So it is a tool, it is an enabler, but in and of itself, it is not enough, digitization. Digitization has to be accompanied by appropriate legal and policy frameworks that regulate how the digital information is going to be gathered, how it's going to be used, data protection and privacy. So it has to be regulated. On the other hand, there also have to be business processes in place and systems in place that enable digitization to function appropriately. So if a state has very complicated business processes for birth registration, even sophisticated digital tools are not going to make that process easier.